Let us have our Dhamma sermon. We are in Dhammapada Sahasravaga, stanza number 114. Yoche vassa satang jive apasang amatam padang ekahang jivitang seyo passato amatam padang. The Buddha giving us this advice for us using the wonderful simile. In this stanza, particularly mentioning about something who can see amatang padang, passato amatang padang, passato who can see amatang padang. What is amatang padang? Amatang padang means the nibbana. Who can see the nibbana? That life is worth than the life that have who can't see, who are not aware of the nibbana. That person is living more than 100 years, but that life is not worth enough. Even the person who can see the nibbana, that person can live only a moment, a day. That life is worth than the life who don't know the, who can't see the nibbana. So in this stanza, there are few words that we should keep in our mind. The very important words, two words are amatang padang passatu and amatam padang apassatu. These two sentences are very important. These sentences are very important. But in here, yoche vasa satang jive, someone can live 100 years, but that person is not developing qualities of that life. We born to this world as a human beings to develop our inside quality. That is the main purpose of this life. This is the main goal of human life, to develop human quality. As you know, as a human being, we have responsibilities, we have norms, values, taboos, and also law and order. Only the human beings have this law and order. But some other living beings who all have some kind of norms, values, taboos, and cultural things in their system. But humans' culture, humans' norms, values, taboos, and law and order is subject to change all the time according to their developments. Developments means perhaps might be their physical developments, the instrument that they're going to use, then they started to use, and also their mind. Think about 50 years ago, we did not have any rules and regulations about the cyberbullies. Something happening using these social medias and computers, online activities. We did not have any kind of rules those days. But now we have some countries, perhaps they might invent in these rules and traditions in their society for their citizens, protection of the citizen. Why? The society is changing, new things are there, and something had been changing in different ways. But in other living beings, particularly animal beings, they have some kind of norms, values in their life, but their rules and their orders are not changing like us. So human beings are the beings very active, very creative, very talented among other living beings. I mean, I'm not comparing with the celestial beings or Brahma worlds. I'm comparing with the living beings that we can see in this earth, animals and humans. These living beings are together. We are the beings who are connecting each other. We have deal each other. So among these living beings, human beings are very important, and also they have uh, different abilities, and they have different purposes of their life. So particularly among the human beings, we born to this world to develop our humanity, human quality. This is the main purpose of our life. Around the world, whatever the religions, whatever the ethnic group you belong, it does not matter, but we all have main purpose for life. That purpose is to be happy. We are working for our happiness. So to increase our happiness, to establish our happiness, we have to develop our insight. Without developing our insight, there is no way to gain happiness. This is very important thing that we should keep in our mind. So, amatam padam, attaining enlightenment is establishment of your happiness. Establishment of your happiness. You can maintain your happiness exactly same time without down and going up. This zigzag situation is not the person who attain enlightenment. That person's mind does not changing likewise. That person is able to maintain his happiness exactly the same way. Why? He already eliminated all defilements. So that person does not get effect any of defilements. That person free of all the defilements, so he can maintain his happiness. Experience yourself. At the beginning of meditation, I was guiding for you to cut off the whole world and get rid of all the memories and future plans that you are holding in your mind. Not only that, even the pictures, sounds, taste, feeling, sensation, accumulation, all these things are taking off from the mind. Now the mind has become empty. It does not have anything. Feel that moment. That moment, joyful. That moment is a joyful moment because not affecting to greed, not affecting to anger, not affecting to delusions or ignorance. So that moment you can be very joyful. That moment is the moment you can be very happy, enjoyable moment. Why? There is no influence of greed, hatred, and delusion. Whenever you don't get any influence of these defilements, that moment is the moment that you can be happy. So to be happy, to establish our happiness, we should work against these defilements, greed, hatred, and delusion. If you are not working against these defilements, then you are always living under the influence of these defilements. Living under the influence of defilements, you can be happy very short moment. That is the only moment that you can be happy. Incorrect way. In wrong way, you can be happy, but that happiness only for the temporary, and also that happiness is not a real happiness. That happiness is kind of a very, we can say it as a fake happiness. That happiness should be the fake happiness because that happiness related to your anger, related to your ignorance, particularly, not the anger, related to your ignorance. That happiness comes through your ignorance. That's why that happiness is not a real happy. So we can establish our happiness attaining enlightenment. It means finishing all defilements from the mind, mental defilements. But we can increase our happiness controlling our defilements. How much we have effort to control our defilements, that much we can increase happiness. Increase in happiness, decrease in defilements is the very important to increase your happiness. Whenever you are increasing your defilements, happiness will go down. Happiness will decrease. This is the nature you can experience yourself. Think about a moment that you spend without greed, without hatred, without delusion. How was that moment in your experience? That moment full of suffering. You can experience yourself. So in here, the Buddha mentioning apasang amatam padam, but who don't know this situation. You can be happy, happiest person. Amatam padam means attain enlightenment. You can be a happiest person when you're able to eliminate defilements. When you are controlling your defilements, as a result of that controlment, you can increase your happiness. Happiness and defilements, this is the connection that you can see this, your happiness and defilements. When defilements are increasing, happiness will decrease. Defilements are decreasing, happiness will go up, increase. Keep in your mind, that is the way passato, the person who can see the connection of happiness and connection, happiness with the defilements. Who can see that connection? That life is worth than the person who don't know, who don't see this connection. So, as a Buddhist follower, you have that opportunity. You are very lucky because you are in this state. You can see the influence of defilements. Seeing the influence of defilements, you have effort and you are developing your energy to control, to reduce, to eliminate your defilements. We are on path. Practicing Noble Eightfold Path is our path. So we are practicing generosity, we are observing precepts and we are protecting these precepts, and we are practicing meditation, developing our mind. All these activities are the activities that we are using to control, to reduce, to eliminate our defilements. So in here, the Buddha mentioned particularly about the person who established, it means who already attained enlightenment. That life is worth, that life is the best one. The qualities are the best. But the person who can live 1,000 years, 100 years, it does not matter, but that person does not have any qualities. Without living without qualities are not worth enough for human life, because we have goal for our life. These goals are universal. These goals not just only for Buddhist followers, not just only for uh, uh, some particular country people. This goal for all human beings. So we should keep in your mind And keeping in this mind, we can reduce, we can pay attention, we can pay full effort to control, to eliminate, to our defilements. This is very important. Now, very simple method that you can keep, simple thing that you can keep in your mind, which is when you are in angry, can you be a happy person? Just think about yourself. But when you are free from anger, how would be the nature of your mind? Experience yourself. Apply this Dhamma practically. See the results practically. In this world, no one able to be happy if that person is in anger. But when you are not in anger, then you can be happy. This is universal truth. So, in this stanza, giving us that lesson. Passatang, amatam padam, try to see this connection. This is the connection for our enlightenment, for our establishment of happiness. So, seeing this connection, we can practice this Dhamma. That life is worth than the life who are not able to practice Dhamma. To see Dhamma means not just something belongs to the Buddhist followers. Dhamma means the universal truth, the universal nature. So we are trying to gain that knowledge and that experience ourselves. That's why we practicing means we are trying to get that knowledge, we are trying to get that experience ourselves. So try to be always the person who can see this truth, this universal truth. Seeing this universal truth, you can apply the method to achieve the goal of life. We born to this world as human beings to achieve this goal, to fulfill our responsibility. So this is very important. Dear friends, now you have an idea which is the better way to live. Live to have a better life, to have a better uh, sansaric journey. We should have this main concept in our mind. We should have this basic knowledge in our life, which is very important. If you are not in that, we are just wasting our time. We are just wasting our time. Person who can see this truth, he is the person who is applying the method which we can see the method through all the discourses delivered by the Buddha, particularly as a lay person. Very important suttas are Mangala Sutta, Parabhava Sutta, Vyaggapadja Sutta, Sigalovada Sutta, these Vasala Sutta. These suttas are very important to keep your mind and practice these things as much as you can as a layperson. I would like to get one particular stanza from Mangala Sutta, Blessing Discourse. In that Blessing Discourse, mentioning the persistence is Asevanacha Balana. Don't associate police. In here, police means don't just get the person, the police person. Don't associate policeness, not the police person, policeness. You know, in this world, we are living with others. There are so many humans who are surrounding us. No one can avoid them. We have to live with them because we are living in this society. But don't get their foolishness. This is the very important thing. Don't get their foolishness. Be a wise person to recognize their foolishness and avoid their foolishness. This is the way how you can apply Dhamma. And associate wise means develop your wisefulness, develop your qualities, develop your thinking ability. Be a wise person. If there is a wise person, you can't get his wiseness, his wiseful thoughts. You can't get that. You have to develop yourself, your wiseful thoughts. Your wise remain with you. No one can get someone else wise. So associating wise means we are developing our qualities ourselves. So this is the way how we can apply Dhamma, how we can apply Noble Eightfold Path to establish our happiness. Dear friends, seeing the path of Nibbana, Noble Eightfold Path, seeing the qualities that you can develop, seeing the nature of defilements, you can be a wise person. Then you can apply the method. Applying method, you can reduce your defilements, you can increase your happiness. This is the duty, responsibility that we have. So we are trying to fulfill these responsibilities. The Buddha delivered this stanza to Kisa Gotami. Kisa Gotami is one lady who lived during the Buddha's time, who lives Buddha's time. She was lived very close to the Buddha. That's why you might heard the Buddha's life story when King Siddhartha going around the park to enjoy. There was a girl who declared the appearance, seeing the appearance of the Siddhartha, some kind of thoughts about happiness. Nibbuttanuna sahamata, nibbuttanuna sopita. The person, seeing the person, she was explaining about her mother, her father, his mother, and also the wife and all family members. And somehow she got married, and then the King Siddhartha renounced the world and then practicing meditation and self-mortification, particularly 6 years time period, and then finally he was able to attain enlightenment. After his enlightenment, they are meeting again in some other incidents. That incident was Kisa Gotami had a baby. That baby was very cute and very attractive. When he was 2-3 years old, the boy died. So Kisa Gotami is so attached to his son. She was not accept the little one's death. So she started to go here and there to find some medicine to treat him. She went different places. Finally, there was a person, he suggested, why you are not going to see the Buddha? He might have some medicine for you. Then she was rushing and she went to the Buddha, met the Buddha, and then was asking from the Buddha, please help me to treat my child. Then, seeing the situation, the Buddha said, okay, I can treat you, treat your son, but I need something. I need the mustard seed, handful mustard seed. But there is a condition with that mustard seed. You should get that mustard seed from a house who don't have experience of family member, death of family member, death of family members. And then say, okay, it is easy thing, she taught. So, and then she started to go house by house to find handful mustard seed. So everybody was ready to give mustard seed, but no one qualified with that condition. Everybody was experiencing some death of their family members. So finally, Kisa Gautami realized the truth and then throw away that dead body, went back to the Buddha. Then Buddha gave a Dhamma sermon. She was able to attain enlightenment with the help of that Dhamma sermon. At that moment, to explain, to declare about her enlightenment, the Buddha used this stanza. The Buddha used this stanza. She was able to see the path. She was able to apply the method, and applying the method, she was able to establish her happiness, because she did not get effort of ignorance, anger, or greed. She is free from all these defilements, so now no more suffering in her mind, no more pain in her mind, only the physical pain. Now she does not have any mental pain because she eliminated all the defilements. This life is worth because she was fulfilling her responsibilities, duties as a human being. So someone who lives 100 years, if that person is not fulfilling these duties and responsibilities, that life is not worth enough like this. So Buddha used this opportunity to give a message to the world using this opportunity. So keep in your mind, to see the reality is one main goal that we have in this very life, to see the reality, to see the nature. Seeing the reality, we should develop our courage, we should develop our energy, we should put our effort into top up level to gain happiness, to eliminate defilements. This is the duty, responsibility, goal that we have. So develop your energy and courage to practice this Dhamma for our own happiness. I think that would be enough for today. Thank you very much for your participation. Tomorrow we may not have class, this Dhamma sermon. We will on Saturday. Now let us use this opportunity to share merits with departed one. First of all, think about our departed relatives, friends, and family members who departed name of us. By the power of these merits and metta, may they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be able to attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana, having that aspiration, say, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Whoever is affected COVID-19 and any other sicknesses, by the power of these merits and metta thoughts, may they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be able to get rid of their suffering and pain, having that aspiration. Make blessings upon them, saying, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. May you able to be well, get rid of all your suffering and pain. May you all be success with your wishes and all your activities. May we all be able to attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Having that aspiration, say, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the police. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realms of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Good night.
Thank you.